Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're back. It's Manchester United, it's Nottingham Forest, it's a Premier League preview, and I tell you what, it doesn't just stop there. Man United are playing every few days till the end of May, and hopefully we're going to get a lot more games in the Europa League by beating Lyon. But it starts Tuesday night against Nottingham Forest. Doesn't it feel good to be doing a Premier League preview? I've got three things I really want to delve into here. Obviously we're going to preview the game, but I'm going to predict our next few games, because we've currently got, how depressing is this? Having to look at the bottom half of the table for most of the season. It's just a joke, isn't it? But we've got 37 points. Last season we finished 8th with 60 points. That's 23 points difference. There's only 27 to play for. We're definitely not beating last season's total, which was rubbish. What do you think we're going to get this season, and how does that compare to last season in relation to the Premier League, and where might we finish? For example, last season, 49 points would put you 10th. 52 points would put you 9th. Can we get into the top half? Is it realistic with the games that we've got? We've left the fixtures in the video description. Give your predictions in the comments there. Also got a bit of news about Ahmad and a young signing we might be looking at from South America. We'll bring you the latest on that as well. But let's start off Manchester United against Nottingham Forest, and actually let's bring in a bit of news about Ahmad, because this is good news. It's coming in from Fabrizio Romano. Ahmad is progressing well in his recovery from injury. Man United staff are cautious and don't want to take any risks, but there's a chance he plays before the end of the season. Look, you can sort of understand the risks, and I think I know Man United's fitness department have become very risk averse, and what I mean by that is very, very careful. They're basically crap at their jobs, so they basically cover their arse, which is why Amrim keeps talking about minutes played, etc., because he's basically getting it from the fitness department because they're trying to cover their back. So when it says they don't want to take any risks, you might be in a situation where Ahmad's ready to play at the start of May, but the football club say, no, we're not going to do that. We don't want you to do that, and it doesn't happen. But honestly, would you use Ahmad in May if we're in a semi-final of the Europa League, or would you say we don't need it till the start of the season? You're going to use him the same way Arsenal want to use Saka in the quarter-final against Real Madrid in the Champions League. So I was told that Ahmad end of April. I'm going to stick with that. Obviously, conservative predictions are saying May. I think end of April still is possible, and it's a big boost to have a player like that back. It would be having one of our best players of the season back, hopefully, for these Europa League ties are probably, I don't want to I suppose you're setting yourself up to get clipped, but these Europa League games we've got left are probably the biggest games Man United have played in a decade since winning the Premier League. In relation to status, obviously we've won a Europa League, we've won FA Cups, we've won Carabao Cups, but if we do get knocked out of the Europa League, we are not in Europe, we're in financial trouble, and we could be staring into oblivion. If we win the Europa League, we're in the Champions League, we get a load of money, it might help us, resurrect this football club. So these games are very, very big. I don't think we're in a position to say we can't take any risks, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But it all starts with Forest on Tuesday night. What are your thoughts on this game? Look, first of all, I think we're going to win. I did it on That's Football the other day. I think we're going to win. And I think I'm going to be in the minority on this one, but I do think we're going to win. Just context, though. Forest are 3rd in the Premier League outright. They deserve to be there. In relation to their home record, they've only lost 2 games at home all season. Only Villa, Liverpool and Arsenal have a better home record. They've only lost 1 game all season. But Forest have got the best home defensive record. They've only conceded 10 goals. Nobody else has done better than that. Even Arsenal is 11 goals and Liverpool is 11 goals. So they're very good at home. They don't lose many games and they don't concede many goals. So I don't think there'll be many goals in this game. But interestingly, I was watching the Palace-Fulham game earlier, and remember when we previewed Palace a few weeks ago? Palace have got the best away defensive record in the league. Even though they're a mid-table club, they've got the best defensive record away in the league. They've conceded less goals than anybody. They've only conceded 11 goals, whereas Arsenal have conceded 13. Man United have only conceded 15. Man United, away from home, have the 3rd best defensive record in the league, behind Arsenal and Crystal Palace. Liverpool have conceded more goals away than we have this season. So Defensively, I've been saying this for a while, and it needs a little bit more focus. People like to take the piss out of De Ligt and Maguire and other players that play at the back for Man United and Delo, etc., and Onana. But as a defensive unit, it's not a problem. It wasn't a problem with Ten Hag, and it's not a problem with Amorim. It's not actually our defensive unit that's the problem. We're not shipping goals out. I mean, look, Spurs, Aston Villa have conceded 27. We've conceded, what did I say? We've conceded 15. So it's, defensively, we're not that bad. It's creativity, it's goal scoring, etc. That has caused us problems. So 2 very good defensive sides. We've got a good defensive record away. They've got a good defensive record at home. You could pitch this as a draw or a narrow win, but I'm going to go with the Man United. I think whoever scores first in this game probably wins it. And I just think we are building a little bit of momentum, and I think that we will win this game. So I'm going to go Man United to win it 2-0. And that will surprise people. But look, this is my lineup. I think the team sort of picks itself. I don't know why Garnacho's gone so far out on the wing. That's not... Mate, stop being a maverick. You're not playing that far out wide on the wing. Where are you? Where's Garnacho gone here? There we go. Pull him in there. Yeah, so I think the team sort of picks itself at the moment. Dorgu and Delo have to be the wing-backs. Maguire hopefully is back, plays with De Ligt and Mazraoui. Onana will be in goal. Agate and Bruno's our best midfield too. And then Xerxes and Garnacho behind Rasmus. Obviously, it would be great if Mason Mount's able to play a few minutes, if Luke Shaw's close to coming back. Casemiro's an option as well in the midfield. Mainoo's not back yet. So it's good to have these options, but I think that's our best team. I think... It was only Leicester and it was Real Sociedad with 10 men, but I sense there's a bit of a buzz around the team at the moment. I sense a lot of people won't expect us to get a result in this game, and I actually think we will. And I think that team is capable of getting a result. And I certainly, famous last words, if Forest are going to beat us, I don't expect them to beat us 3-4-0. I think it will be a tight game, and they're under a little bit of pressure themselves. I mean, the Premier League table at the moment, they've got 54 points. They are 5 points clear of 4th place. So they've got a bit of leeway. Obviously, they had the FA Cup game. I don't think that massively impacts on what they're going to do at the City Ground. They've been very good at home. But I think we'll win it. And I think it's important that we win it as well, because I wanted to bring this in. Don't forget to remind me about this young player that we've been linked to from Argentina. I will mention that in a moment. But I do want to play a little bit of a game with you. Like last season, we had 60 points and we finished 8th, right? If I show you that Premier League table again, you will be able to see that this is where we are at the moment. So let me show you there and pause that. So last season, 60 points after 38 games, and we obviously finished in 8th place. This season, we are on 37 points with 9 games to go. So if we won all 9, we'd get 64 points. We're not going to win all 9. Where are you pitching United this season? Because I think it's important. There's a lot of hype and there's a lot of excitement around the Europa League, quite right. That's our season in a basket. But the Premier League season is atrocious. It really is atrocious. And there would be no point denying that. We've lost, how many games have we lost this season? 12. It's just not great. It's just not great. Last season, we lost 14 games. So it was, look, we got laughed at for finishing 8th last year. We could double that. I mean, where do you think we're going to finish? We're 13th at the moment with 37 points, but Tottenham, Everton, West Ham, only 3 points behind us. I don't think we're going to finish 17th, but we could finish 16th. On the other hand, could we push for 11th? 41 points Brentford. Could we do that? Could we push for 10th? Bournemouth? I can't see us finishing above Bournemouth. I don't think we're good enough to finish above Bournemouth. And they're 7 points ahead of us in 10th. So I think we're going to be in the bottom half of the table. But how many points are we going to end up with? And what's the context of that compared to last season? Because as I said, last season, 10th place was 49 points and it was Crystal Palace. This season, 10th place is Bournemouth, 44 points, 9 games to go. I can't see them getting less than 5. So you're not going to finish in the top half of the table with 49 points this year. 10th place last year was 49 points. At the end of the season, 10th place at the moment is Bournemouth with 44 points, and they've still got 9 games to go. So I don't think 50 points will get you in the top half. But Man United would need 13 points to get to 50 points. So let's have a look at our fixtures that we've got left. And you can tell me what you think's going to happen. So I've got Forest, win, 3 points. City at the weekend, draw. That's 4 points. Newcastle away, lose, still 4 points. Wolves at home, win, 7 points. Bournemouth away, draw, 8 points. Brentford away, draw, 9 points. West Ham at home, win, 12 points. Chelsea away, lose, 12 points. Villa at home, draw, 13 points. Well, let's say win, 15 points. I mean, I'm asking a lot there, aren't I? I'm saying we're going to beat Forest, we're going to draw against Man City, we're going to draw against Brentford, we're going to draw against Bournemouth, we're going to beat West Ham and Wolves, and we're going to beat Villa as well. I mean, that is 15 points on top of there, which gives us 52 points. So get in the comments, go through our last 9 games. You've got Forest away, you've got Man City at home, you've got Newcastle away, you've got Wolves at home, you've got Bournemouth away, you've got Brentford away, you've got West Ham at home, you've got Chelsea away, you've got Villa at home. I'm saying 15 points from 9. That would give us 52 points there. I think 52 points will put us... I'm just looking at the Premier League table in the top half at the moment, and I'll show it to you as well. 52 points. It might get you 11th. Brentford might get more than 11 points, though, in their next few games. It's going to put you 11th or 12th, I think, 52 points. Yeah, I mean, that to finish 11th with 52 points, you need Brentford to only take 11 from 29. Which I think they'll do better than that. Yeah, so I think we'll be on 52 points and we'll finish in the bottom half. Maybe 11th, 12th, maybe 12th then. Maybe 12th. Get your comments in. But I'm being quite optimistic there. I mean, that could go a lot worse than that. A lot worse than that. I'm saying we beat Forest, we draw with Man City, all right, we lose to Newcastle, but we beat Wolves, we draw with Bournemouth, we draw with Brentford, and then we beat West Ham, lose to Chelsea, and beat Villa. I mean, that might be quite optimistic when you throw into the Europa League games. All I'm saying is, I think we're going to finish 12th or lower, even if we do what I've just said there. I don't see us doing any better than that, and we could actually do worse. So I think we're going to finish 12th or lower this season, and that's crap. It really is, isn't it? I just don't see it. Even if we had an amazing finish to the season, I don't think it's going to get us anywhere decent in the league. I really don't. Interesting, isn't it? Get your comments in on that. Very interested to see what you've got to say. Right, let me go to this news that's coming out. Manchester United, and it's coming in from @SullyTalks, who's been quite right about quite a few things recently. Manchester United have entered the race for Argentine wonder kid Ian Subiabre. Subiabre. Ian Subiabre. He's not Scottish. Touted as the next big thing in South America. It's understood this is heavily influenced by Favel. This is what pricked my ears up about this. Favel will bring in players like this. This is what Favel's job is. Wilcox is more of an overseer and obviously will have a lot to do with the youth that we've already got. But recruitment of youth will very much be about Favel, and he's very good at it. Now, this lad, Subiabre, I don't know, Ian Subiabre, basically he's 18, only just 18. He's at River Plate. He's only played a few games for them. Under 17s for Argentina, and effectively that style of play that he's been linked to is sort of winger, and sort of Alvarez type, powerful scorer, striker, though he's often utilised as a winger according to his Wikipedia page. So don't know much about him. Don't really need to know much about him. Don't really want to know much about him. For me, these are the sort of signings that we've been talking about ever since Erik ten Hag came in. You look at the South American market, you look at what Ajax did with Martinez, Alvarez, Anthony, and others. Man United have been really poor at recruiting young South American players for a very long time, and I think it's something that we definitely need to be looking into. So whether it's this lad or not, apparently he's being looked at by Chelsea and a load of other clubs. This is the market we want to operate in. And I wanted to say this. Clearly, as a fan base, we're being told you're not getting Osimhen, you're not getting Gyökeres, you're not getting these players that are ready to come into the team with experience and changes. We want to be bringing in young players. Well, I say back to Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazers, if you're not going to get us the Gyökeres or the Edison who are ready to come in and improve us now because you want to focus on a young market, don't go missing out to Chelsea, Arsenal, Real Madrid to the young talent as well. You can't say we're not going for the players that we need that are experienced because we're going for young players and then not get the best young players. Because then you're failing at both ends. Yeah, we're not getting Gyökeres, but we're also trying to get young players, but they're going to our rivals as well. Like, you can't lose both races. You can't watch Gyökeres and Osimhen go to Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea and go, yeah, we're fine with that because we're going for young players. And then when you go for young players, watch Chelsea beat you to them as well, which they did with Kenda. That is something that's, I think, is really important that people will be missing on. There are some people trying to be positive about the fact that, well, you know, we're broke, so we should go for young players for the future. But it doesn't work if you're not getting the best young players as well. You're losing both at both ends. Not getting experienced players, not getting the best young players. So I think that if we're operating in these markets, we've got to make sure that we win more than we lose because we need to get the best if it's going to work. Absolutely. And look, Amri Mira on social media, I shout him out. I saw this tweet earlier and I thought I'd bring it in. You know, you go through United and this list, and they're not all going to make it, but Lacey, 17, Kukonki, 17, Fletcher, 17, Leon coming in from Paraguay, 17, Mantato, 17, Obi, 17, Kone, 18, Heaven, 18. Don't forget Lasali, the winger that we brought in from Palace. I think he's either 18 or 17 as well. Heaven, 18. Yoro, 19, Mainu, 19, Garnacho, 20, Dorgu, 20, Collier, 21, Ahmad, 22. I think Rasmus is 22 now as well. So we've got a lot of players between 17 and 22. I see that as a big positive. You know what I also see, though? I think some people will be getting very excited about seeing the number of players that we've got between the age of 17 and 22. As somebody who's a bit more experienced, I look at it and go, where's the Roy Keane? Where's the Cantona? Where's the Mark Hughes? Where's the Paul Ince? Where's the Dennis Irwin? Where's the Peter Schmeichel? Where's the Steve Bruce? You know, where are the Gary Nevilles? Where are the David Beckhams? Where are the experienced players to allow these players to be protected and nurtured? I still stand by, I have never seen a team grow into anything relevant by just playing together as kids all the way through. And don't ever talk to me about the class of 92 because unless you lived it, you're lying. We didn't develop the class of 92 as an inexperienced team that went and built together. Half of that team was still massively experienced and nurtured them through. And that still, to me, is something I really want to see this summer transfer window. Yes, we've got Bruno. Yes, we've got De Ligt, Mazraoui. But you need three others. You need three others at least added to that because we're a bit thin on experience and got loads of young players, but if you're picking young players all the time, it's hard for them. They're going to have bad games. They're going to go through drop-offs as they get better and grow. And I still think we're lacking a little bit with experience, and I'd like to see that added to a little bit more, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, so going back to the preview, I'm going to go with the Man United win. Let me know your comments in the chat there. Go with the Man United win. Fantastic to have football back, as I said. But yes, look at those next 9 fixtures. Where do you put Man United in the Premier League? I'm saying we're going to get 15 points from the final 27. which is probably a little bit optimistic, actually, considering this season so far. But even 15 points onto 37 would give us 52. I don't think that will get us in the top half of the table anyway. And we might do significantly worse than that. So the Premier League's been a write-off, and it focuses back on we need to prioritise this Europa League, which is going to make or break us. And I'll say it again. I actually think this Europa League and the end of this season is probably one of the most significant moments in our recent history. And in the last 10 years, these games are probably our biggest, because the flip side of not being in Europe at all and the money we'll lose, or being in the Champions League and the money we'll get, is night and day. Like, the difference this is going to have on the football club is night and day. And these Europa League games are so big, and it's all starting up. Forest on Tuesday, Man City at the weekend, and then Lyon, Newcastle, Lyon. Next 5 games, next 2 weeks are so big, and we've got to grab it. And honestly, I'll finish where I started. That is why I think we'll beat Nottingham Forest, and that is why I think it's important we beat Nottingham Forest. The worst thing we can do is lose to Forest, lose to Man City, play Lyon away, then lose to Newcastle. We can't have that. Got to beat Forest on Tuesday, because then we've got Man City and Newcastle, and these 3 games, all 3 of them want top 5. They ain't going to mess about. None of them have got their beach towels and their sun cream. They want to beat us, and they want to beat us well. So we're going to have to be at the top of our game. I think Lyon lost to Strasbourg, didn't they? Just before I go as well. Lyon played... let me just check this. I'm sure they played each other yesterday. Yeah, Lyon lost 4-2 to Strasbourg. Away from home, with the likes of Cherki, Tolisso, Veretout. So they got beat, and they got beat fair and square. Quite an equal game, but lost they did. And look, let them play with defeats. We need to get a bit of confidence going. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. I will speak to you on the next one. Remember, tomorrow morning the clocks are going forward. So the 10 o'clock show would be, God knows. I know Seb's got a really early game. I think I'm going to be live around 11 a.m. UK time, which for most of you will still be 10 o'clock anyway. But if you're in the UK, it'll be 11 a.m. I can't get my head around it, but it'll be 11 a.m. UK time that I'm live tomorrow, which I think for a lot of you will still be 10 a.m. because the clocks go forward. I don't know. But I'll be there with you tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Smash a like on the video and subscribe. And the studio's back. Give a like for the studio. It's back. It's been screwed in. It won't be dropping again.